And this is my vision. I want Zambia to be throughout here, to be throughout there, and we can do it. And it's very simple to do it. I want to produce our own raw material, all the copper which we have, the iron ore which we have now, steel, producing steel. I want to produce everything which we have. In fact, Zambia can become the electronic center of Africa. And that's my vision, to make it as the electronic center of Africa. We've got raw materials, all of it around us. We've got quartz, we've got everything which we need to make that country become an electronic giant, if not Africa, but of the world. The Chinese, do you think, why are they running? The Chinese are running into Zambia with their feet extended. It's because they've understood. They've understood that this is where the wealth will be. This is where the future of generation, where we need to do that, is exactly where we're going to have in order to deliver on this. And they are coming there because they understand that whenever they stand on this particular echelon, they will make money. You won't make money here, but as soon as you move an inch from there and upward, you'll be making money. And the value addition and high profits is what I'm looking for. Is what I'm looking for. And to do that, we need industries at all these levels. And these industries will be called the supply chain. And you look at that. And from there, Zambia can send everything to the market. If, for example, we want a television, we can actually say, okay, in the television, what do we need? Everything which is made of copper, we can manufacture. We've got copper. It's ours. Anything which is made of quartz, we can manufacture. Quartz, plenty of it around. Why shouldn't we use it? And we can do that. And if China, for example, says, oh, we want to buy your copper so that we can put it in this machinery and so on, in television and so on. You say, no. What we've got to do is we will tell you what we want. How many components do you have there which are made of copper? Oh, we've got 100 of them. We say, okay, we'll manufacture them at this particular position, then we'll send them to you. And that's what we need to do. We need at every position in the market to actually increase our value added. And that value addition is an economic entity which we need to progress in order to deliver on this particular case. And this is why I'm saying that this is the new framework which my vision has got in order to actually bring Zambia out of poverty. Tremendously well. Remember, the infrastructure, the companies, and everything which we had were built for 4 million population. Today, we are 16 million. You cannot expand something which you built for 4 million to actually encompass 12 million. It's virtually impossible. Virtually impossible. It's not elastic. I mean, of course, I'm a mechanic, so I would say elastic thing will extend and will go back to its original form. But in this particular case, that's exactly what's going on. You cannot extend that. And we need to understand that value addition is our future. Is really our future. If, for example, you guys sitting here, you've got some money which you want to invest in Zambia, go there and invest and say you want to build, you want to put an electronic company here, you want to put this company there, that company there, and we want to use our own materials in order to deliver on that. And if we get somewhere above, in those particular cases, in power, what I would try all around Zambia to actually deliver on this market which we have. So it is a big issue. And there's no way Zambia is going to progress in the 21st century if it does not actually follow this route. What do we have? More jobs, more opportunities. Of course, if we have more jobs which are being created, then we'll have more young ones coming up from everybody within the echelon or within that convoy or the hierarchy, you call it. We're able to benefit exactly how we're going to move this country forward. And it's extremely important that we actually go for more jobs building and hence develop and pick up everybody through that echelon. For example, the statistics, which I've got a statistical, in fact I got it 5 days ago from the statistics office. It shows that in Zambia up to today, only about, on a population of 12 million who registered at last census, there are only 10,000 women working. Did you know that? You might think, I said, no, excuse me, hang on, 10 million, it's impossible. But I see a lot of women working. I mean 10,000, I see a lot of women working. He said, yes, those are the ones who are on proper benefit. Every single one of them is working on what we call casualization. Have you heard of this terminology? No, you've never. So when you go to Zambia, ask about casualization. Casualization is a system which has been developed by these new masters of these companies to actually give you a job. When they've got a job, you do that function, then you have to reapply for your own job within 6 months. Every 6 months you have to reapply for your own job. And what that does not do, it does not give you the benefits which you have. It does not give you the pension benefits, it does not give you medical benefits, and all the benefits which come. Those are the issues which we'll be tackling when we come to that. So there's no more of casualization, as they call it. I was very surprised as well. I heard it for the first time. I've never heard that terminology before until when I went to Zambia. So this is the way we are going to do it. We've got a prime up there, and of course, if you look at it, we've got the supply chain here, the way I'm looking for it, and the way I'm planning to move this forward, because of the way we are coming from. We're coming from the lower base. If we're coming from a higher base, it would have been completely different. But since we're coming from the lower base, we'll have the first supply chain here, whereby it will be made of private entities, private companies. For example, if we are making a fridge, for example. We've got different, somebody else will be making the motor, the other one will be making this, and the person will be making that, and all those will be down here in the first chain of that supply chain. Then from there it will be taken to the second supply chain, whereby they will sub-assemble some of those components and some of those structures, and within there, of course, we are talking here of the large multi-point jobs. Large multi-point job, what I'm talking about here is to say that the jobs at this level here will be many in different companies, not in a single unit, in many companies. We can have 100, 15 companies who are working perhaps to produce a single component within that particular structure. And competition will drive down the prices, and at the same time, everybody will actually have a proper way of working in this and have more jobs within that particular case. Then when you move to the second and third tier, then here we are talking of far much enterprise which are government-driven. Why it should be government-driven? Because at the moment, the industry in Zambia has no follow-up. It's all clusters, which are a cluster there. You've got a nitrogen chemical here. You've got cement there, but there's no supply within that which is actually giving all those up to the end of the echelon. Yeah? There's nothing like that which you will have through the supply chain to give you that. And all these are actually outside, overseas. And those are the things which should be brought within Zambia in order to maintain and create those particular jobs. What I want to do is to say we must stop the cluster system. We must stop the cluster system whereby we with these companies, we must actually have what we call the supply chain system whereby things will be coming from the raw materials all the way to the sub-assembly and assembly, and then from there deliver on that issue. So within here, I'm glad to see that the government participates in that. And the government will participate in this to give us those enterprise, and at the same time to give us the structure of that line. And the primes are the people who produce the final product. If it's a car, that's a prime. If it's an aircraft, that's a prime. If it's a railway or locomotive, that's a prime. And these companies here, we need some incentives, and we need the government to show us the route. And it's only if there will be leadership of an engineering person. Because the next president, really, or next stage of our economic growth must really be engineering, must be really product or processing, agricultural product processing, or anything else. We must add value. That's what we need to do. So we need to bring people who understand that particular philosophy of wealth creation. So the initiatives will be there. There must be a plan. Zambia says, yes, we have 8 countries which border us, and ask how much business we do in those 8 countries. Very little. If we had said, Zambia will produce a fridge here, and we've got 8 countries around us, every single person needs a fridge. Every single household. And to do that, we need energy, which I'll be talking about later on. We can actually distribute all the way here, and you can actually generate that. I was talking to the SADC chairman only about 4 months ago, apparently they were in Lusaka, they were having a SADC conference when I was there as well. So I went actually to discuss that before the chairman went to Zambia. And within that they said, the problem which we have ourselves in Africa is we don't trust ourselves. We make things here, another person makes things there, and we don't want to buy from them, but we want to buy from somebody else outside, overseas completely. And that is unacceptable. And this is what we need to actually make sure that our local market is saturated before you move to a market which is far afield. Because the further the market, the more expensive it becomes for you. So if you cannot fulfill your local market, which is actually where you are residing at that particular moment, then it will be difficult for you to proceed further because you won't have the funding to actually go and explore those other markets which are far afield. So these are the things which we need to look at as a nation. And I believe the knowledge base will become extremely important here. I believe to say that every single thing which we have been doing in the past, we need to implement that and bring it into man. I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I went to the National Research Council. Many of you know our National Research Council in Zambia. They've been in operation for nearly